All right, everyone. Mike here with the video for Friday, April 11th. Let me go out a year here. This chart pattern on SPY, in other words, the overall market right in this area here is what you call a WTF pattern, or two monkeys in a football. You know what I'm saying? On a bright note, for me in my life, it makes finding watch list stocks for the next day actually a little easier because there aren't that many, right? Whenever the overall market does this kind of stuff, there aren't that many stocks that are setting up clean. Because keep in mind, like on bounce plays, right? I'll look for something that's been really strong and then has pulled back for a few days, or something that's getting oversold to the downside. You don't have really anything but this crazy action, and so there's very few standouts. I didn't even make a video last night because the market did this big green day. I mean, there was just no charts that are standing out. I want to say there really aren't still any that, but I did find a few that I think are worth having on watch for tomorrow. As a matter of fact, let me put my explanation up. And that's just for new faces in the chat. If you're new, please pause the video and read that. I'm not going to read it here. Can you imagine if I read that every time I made a video? I'd lose my mind. But anyway, so here's what we're watching for possible intraday trades, because that's what that whole saying there, explanation was about. We're intraday traders, but we want to start with the daily chart. So we had big volume on HYFM. Closing well off the highs, but there might be something going on there, so we want to watch that one. KROS, also kind of a big gap up on volume. Got this crazy island down here. But anyway, maybe a follow-through day there tomorrow. I'm going to put NVIDIA on watch because you had an inside day there. I like to have a couple big names on watch when the overall market is kind of in control of everything. And I'll throw Apple up there too. And that either one of those could be something worth diving in if there's positive news about China and the whole tariff thing. And I don't expect that there will be, but there could be. And we all saw what happened on the positive tariff news yesterday that didn't even include China, right? So this market can rip either way, and you want to be on your toes and ready for that to happen, right? So Lucy, Lucy, big pop today. Hat tip to some of you in chat who were watching for the first pullback. I think you all got it around 380, and the thing went up over, I don't know, what did it go to? 550-ish. So I didn't get it with you, but I wished I would have, right? That was a nice spot. Anyway, could be in play tomorrow. ONVO, there's nothing here on the daily chart, but as I'm talking to you, it just went to $3.66 in after hours. I can't find news, so this one, by the time I'm done making this video, might be back down to 218. I don't know. It's at 294 right now, though, so if it's still gapping, we do want to watch it. It is a low floater, and we're kind of, by the way, if you haven't noticed, there's, I don't know, groups of Discord rooms, groups of chat rooms that are just jumping from one low floater to the next, and the only ones really making money on that are the first chunk of people in it, and then they're selling to everyone who's chasing it, and you're getting the round trip. So that's mostly what happens, and that's why I really want to make sure that something has news, and then I'm open to, like a pullback play in it or something, right? RX did have news in after hours, had the word monoclonal antibodies in it, and that's as far as my scientific knowledge goes. But there's the daily. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at 540. So that's up around the 20-day. We'll see if that one holds up. Could be a follow-through day or some kind of setup. SXTP, I'm not in love with because a lot of bag holders from a few days ago, right? But it is starting to curl back up. It did have a headline, and I had a really nice trade in it a few days ago. So that one goes on watch. BNGO, big volume, strong close, absolutely worth watching tomorrow. OKLO, which isn't going to have a beautiful daily chart, but if I show you 5 minutes, had a nice headline near the end of the day, and that's when the volume came in. So we'll keep that one on watch. And then NM, let me type it in the right spot here. NMAX, Newsmax, right? NMAX. For some reason, I have trouble typing that one. Okay, this is the one that opened at 14, IPO, went to 265, which makes perfect sense, right? In 2 days, and it's been bleeding lower ever since. You kind of have, you guys in chat know what I mean by a little bit of shape change to the downside here. I'm going to put this one on bounce watch for tomorrow. So, I mean, look, 265 down to 25.40. I'm going to treat it like I treat a bounce play. So if I get an A+ intraday bounce play setup, I think we could get a nice trade. This is probably, as weird as the chart looks, probably my favorite one for tomorrow. But it's got to meet our parameters, and that is it for me. Not a lot of standouts, but this is what we'll be watching tomorrow. Have a great night. I'll see you guys in the pre-market, and we'll put some gappers on this list too.